Take a second. All right. Y'all heard that? Don't quit. Don't quit. Happy Friday. Happy Faithful Friday, everybody. So, we are listening to Smokey Norful, Don't Quit. And we have made it 5 weeks into prayer, y'all. So, we have made it through how to pray. We've made it through praying with our pain, praying with people, praying through preparation. And today, we are praying with persistence. Persistence. Do not quit. Do not give up. When you haven't received an answer, go back to God again and be like, yo, I haven't received an answer and I want my deliverance. Continue to go to Him. So let's just get into, we can't do everything once. We can't do everything twice and expect God to deliver us and expect God to hear us and give us an answer for whatever it is that we're praying for. But when we continue to do things, God is allowing us to grow. He's allowing us to change, and all of that takes time. But in taking time, through the world that we have right now, God has conditioned us, or the world has conditioned us to want things, instantly, to want things in microwave time. We talked about this last week. When you prepare for something, God wants you to be patient for it, and He wants you to continually go to Him and build up your strength and faith and reliance on whatever it is that you're asking for. And that's what He wants us to do today. He wants us to be persistent. There is a fruit of the Spirit that is patience. And God wants us to build our patience. So sometimes, even when we ask Him for something, He's not going to give us an answer right away. Or He might even say no. But are you going to be patient in relying on what it is that He is asking for, that you are asking for, and continually going to Him when that answer is maybe not what you thought it's going to be, or you hearing crickets, there's silence, and you're still in need of that deliverance. You're still in need of whatever it is you're going through to no longer be there anymore. Most of the time that God is not going to answer you so that you can continue to go to Him and be in constant communication with Him anyway. Being in constant communication with God in prayer is something that He requires from us that we have learned throughout these few weeks. And He wants us to, try again. Go to Him even when He says no. Go to Him even when He says hold on. Go to Him even when He doesn't say anything. But wait for your answer and don't stop trying until you hear an answer. So what in general is persistence anyway? Persistency is a firm and abstinent, continuous in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. 1 Thessalonians 5:17, we have already learned that praying without ceasing is something that we are supposed to do. So you want to continuously bring forth the action of prayer to God so that you can get whatever it is that you are looking for, which is your deliverance, which is your healing, which is your pain to go away, which is whatever it is that you're asking for to come towards you. But there's some questions that some people pose when you want to continue to go to God, which my question was for myself. If God has heard me through my prayers and I'm continually going to Him, isn't He going to get annoyed? Because He's like, yo, I heard you the first time. Don't you have faith that I'm going to deliver you? Why do you keep asking? But if we come to find out that no, He's not going to get annoyed. Why would He get annoyed that you're continually being in communication with Him and asking for something that you say that you need? If you say that you need it, ask for it until you receive it. God is trying to test your faith, and He knows that He's the one capable of doing it, but do you know that? And being in communication with Him and saying, God, I need this. God, I need this. God, I need this. God, I need this. It kind of shows to prove that you know that you can't do whatever it is that you need or trying to receive on your own. And you know that God is the only way. So He says, I am the only way. Come to me and ask for whatever it is that you need. And do not quit. 1 Chronicles 16:11 says, seek the Lord in His strength. Seek His presence continually. Matthew 7 7 says, ask and you shall receive, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open to you. But the key words in both of these verses is to seek. When you want to find something, you don't just look over there and be like, oh yeah, I don't see it. No, if you really, really want whatever it is that you're looking for, you're going to search. You're going to pull stuff out of the closet. You're going to pull stuff out of the car. You're going to pull stuff out of whatever area it is that's cluttered. You're going to pull, and move things out of the way until you get whatever you're looking for. You're going to seek with diligence, and you're not going to give up until you find it. And that is exactly what God is telling us to do. Seek him, his presence, his strength, because he's the only one that's going to give you that deliverance. He's always going to be the one to give you whatever it is that you're looking for. But you have to seek. You have to be tested of your faith and seek him. You must never give up and do not quit until you get that. But another reason why you should be able to be consistent is like whatever it is that you're asking for, it's going to stay on your mind. If you ask today, if you ask tomorrow, if you ask next week, it's going to be there. So once God gives whatever it is to you, you're not going to be like, oh, I asked for that 2 weeks ago and then I received it. It's like, oh yeah, just by luck. No. When you continue to ask for something and then it's delivered and given to you by God, you automatically know God did that. I didn't do that myself. Someone else didn't do that. That was nothing but God, because he heard my prayer, he heard my call, and he answered it. He came through for me just the way that I knew he would, and he gave it to you. So it is not wrong to repeat a prayer to God for something that you are longing for. It is not wrong. He's not going to get annoyed by you, even if he gives an answer and you continually ask for a new answer or for the answer again. Sometimes we do need that confirmation. Sometimes we need to make sure that whatever answer we thought we heard was actually from God, and it wasn't an answer that we made up, but it wasn't an answer that was from the enemy, and it wasn't an answer from someone else. So we need that confirmation, like, did I hear you right, God? Did you answer my prayers? Okay, let me ask you again 2 months from now, because I didn't get that deliverance and I want to make sure that was right. So that's all right. Continue to ask. But there's times, why might he not give you an answer right away? Why might he be silent? Like we said before, he's testing your faith. Are you going to continually go to him? And are you going to be patient and knowing that his will and his timing is the way to get your deliverance? It's not in your will or your timing. Because if you want it by tomorrow and he doesn't give it to you by tomorrow, does that mean he's not going to give it to you? No. It just means it's not your time to have it yet. It means that it's possibly not in his will as well. So that's another reason why God might say no. It's another reason why you might not have an answer. Whatever you're asking for may not be in the will of God. And if it's not in the will of God, maybe you need to adjust your prayer. And maybe you need to reconnect yourself back to God to say, maybe what I'm asking for is not exactly what I need. But if you know whatever you're asking for is in the will of God and you haven't received it, be like, I haven't received it, and I know this is something you promised for my life, and I know this is the time frame where I should be expecting it, so where is it? And I'm going to go to you, and I'm going to keep going to you, and I'm not going to stop until I receive that. So who can we look in the Bible that's actually done these things? I have 2 examples of 2 women who have continually prayed for something and it was delivered. The first woman was actually not praying to God for this deliverance, and it's the widow woman in Luke 18. Verse 1 through 8, it says, Then Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and not give up. He said, In a certain town there was a judge who neither feared God nor cared about what people thought. And there was a widow in that town who kept coming to him with a plea. Grant me justice against my adversary. For some time he refused. But finally he said to him, Even though I don't hear God or care what people think, yet because this widow keeps bothering me, I will see that she gets her justice, that she won't eventually come and attack me. And the Lord said, Listen to what the unjust judge says. And will not God bring justice for his people, for his chosen people who cry out to him day and night? Will he keep putting them off? I tell you, he will see that they get justice, and quickly. However, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on this earth? So this woman had a plea to, get justice for her adversary. And the judge was like, no, 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 no. But eventually, because she kept pressing, she kept going, she was definitely very persistent, because she said, no, I don't accept no as an answer. I'm going to go back to you over and over again until you give me exactly what I want. And finally, because of her persistence, because of her bothering this judge, he said, fine, take it. Get it. Get exactly what you want. I'm going to give it to you so that you can leave me alone, because I don't want you to come attack me. I don't want you to continue bothering me. I'm going to give it to you and let me rest. So if man can give exactly what we want, why wouldn't God give you exactly what you want? He knows what you need, and he knows how to give it to you better than you can. Obviously, you're the one that's going to him. And the proof of this is showing in our second example with a demon-possessed daughter of a woman who went to Jesus and pleaded to Jesus for deliverance of her daughter. And initially, he said no. He was like, I'm not going to help you because you are not one of my people. And she did not give up. But let's just get into it. Matthew 18:21 through 28 says, leaving that place, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. A Canaanite woman from the vicinity came to him, crying out, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is demon-possessed and suffering terribly. Jesus did not answer a word. He literally ignored her and kept walking. So his disciples came to him and urged him, send her away. She keeps crying after us. He answered, I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel. The woman came and knelt before him. Lord, help me, she said. So when he says, I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel, he said, this journey that I'm on is just to save the Jews. It's just to save the people who are my people. I'm not here on a mission to save you. I'm here with one purpose, and you are not a part of that purpose. Therefore, you cannot be healed by me. And she was like, no, you are able to heal me. So, Lord, help me. She literally kept crying out to him, and the disciples were getting annoyed. Jesus ignored her the first time and then shunned her away the second time, and she did not give up. He replied, it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs. So the children's bread hit the children of Israel, and they were the ones to receive the blessings. And the dogs were the people who are not the Jews, who are the Gentiles, and saying that, you're not the one that's supposed to receive this portion of the blessing, the goodness of this food. You are considered beneath them, and I'm not going to give it to you. Yet, yes, it is, Lord, she said. Even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. Then Jesus said to her, woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted, and your daughter was healed. Her daughter was healed that very moment because of her persistence, because of her faith, and because of the fact that she knew, regardless of the connection that they had in the fact that she wasn't a part of his people, she was like, I know who you are. I know what your capabilities are, and I'm not going to stop until I receive what I'm asking for. And you're going to just be annoyed by me. Your disciples can try to shun me away, but I'm not going anywhere until I get this deliverance for my child, for my daughter, the one who I love. And you can give it to me, and I'm going to receive that. So what does bring persistence show us or do for us? It shows us and teaches us not to give up. It shows us to not quit. It shows us that we need to persevere and keep going until we get an answer. It shows us to be patient, but it also increases our faith. And it shows us that God is the only one who's going to be able to give us whatever it is we ask for. It shows us that when we are receiving that answer, that we did not do that on our own. We recognize that it is the power of God and not ourselves, and we don't forget to say thank you. So aside from these two women, there's so many other people that God was helping and blessing throughout the Bible. Job was continuously praying to God for his deliverance to get his life back. There's a woman who was had a disease of overflowing blood, and she was going and reaching to God to get her deliverance. There's a man who was paralytic, and his friends was like, I'm going to go to God regardless of the crowds around him, and I'm going to get my friend healed. There's so many more examples of this, but the main point is just keep going. Do not quit. Do not give up. Know that your deliverance and your healing comes from God. Know that the only way that you're going to receive that healing is you continually go from him. If he gives you an answer right away, then you just walk away. Then what relationship are you building with God? How do you know that, he is the only one to heal you? If you continually go in prayer to God, then that's the deliverance. And that's that's the relationship building technique, is to pray. So praying consistently helps you when you don't get that yes right away, because you're going to just say, I'm going to go back to you. I'm going to go back to you. I'm going to go back to you until I get it. And even when I get it, I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to say thank you. So keep praying with, to God. Keep praying with a purpose of your deliverance. Keep praying through your pain, because God is the only one who can heal you. Pray with people, because with people you are strong. Pray with preparation so that you are ready for God's answer, and definitely pray with persistency. Do not give up. Do not quit. All those seasons change. The power of prayer and the presence of prayer stays the same. But also pray with the will of God and not your own. And remember that God hears you, and he will deliver you, and he will be with you. So that was short, quick, and easy, but that is the conclusion of our 5-day, 5-week series of prayer. I hope you were filled by it, and I hope that you will be able to learn from it and take it with you throughout the rest of the course of your life. Share it with someone. If you had anything that you have learned today or throughout any of the other lessons, go ahead and comment below, like the message, and stay prayerful. And don't forget that the power of prayer is always with you. Thanks. Bye.